lower of cost or market is one of those calculations that accountants need to do. I show how to do it in Excel in another format, but I wanted to see if ChatGPT could do it because there's some things it can and some things it can't do. So let me show you what we found. So to start, let's go ahead and open a new chat and get to a new area. The question we're going to ask today is, what is the appropriate valuation of inventory given the lower of cost or net realizable value? And so let's go ahead and upload the data set. So we'll get access to that data and go ahead and read that in. And so what we have is a whole bunch of products here. And we have those products with various categories, quantities, net realizable value, and cost. And so now we need to compute it actually at three levels: the individual level, the category level, and then overall. And so let's start to work at that. Usually what I have it do is I have it display the last 5 lines of data, mostly because I'm always concerned that ChatGPT is going to get lazy, and unbeknownst to me, I'm going to do all this work and it never read in all the data to start. So you can kind of do that usually in summary statistics or just the last 5 rows, sometimes the first 5 rows of the data. And you can kind of see now that it's starting to show the data dictionary. Here's the SKUs, description, category, and so forth. But it looks like it's in good shape, so now we're in a position to go ahead and analyze that data and apply analytics techniques. So if we want to do that, we need to calculate it at another level. I mean, this is price per unit, but we need, and cost per unit, but we need it for each product, each category, and overall. And so we're going to do the total NRV for each line item, essentially each product, and we're also going to do total cost for each line item. And so you can kind of see what that would look like. And so let's go ahead and compute that. And so it's going to add 2 columns, one being the net realizable value by quantity, and then the total cost. And so you can kind of see those calculations here. Sometimes a little bit harder to see these bars, but here's the total net realizable value and the total cost. And so since we have those two, and because of the conservative nature of accountants, we want the lower of cost, or NRV, or net realizable value. And so we're going to ask it to compute the minimum, which for each line item, which is the minimum. So it can go and perform that for us. Certainly it's something we could do in Excel, but I wanted to see if it could do it in ChatGPT as well. Alright, so we can see the various categories, and we can also, if we go down the bottom, it's better able to move it over and see, okay, here's net realizable value, here's the total cost. Okay, it looks like it got the minimum of the two, and it's doing that for each item. So now we're going to ask it to do kind of a summation. So remember, we're trying to do this at 3 levels. One is overall. And so now, first of all, we're going to do this overall. So I want to sum this total column of NRV, total column of cost, and that will be my overall lower of cost or market, right? And so, and then it's going to sum them all and put it at the bottom. And then it's also going to do it not just overall, but kind of do it line item by line item. And so it's going to sum the far right category. And so you can kind of see this is what we're doing. So we have 2 of the 3 here, right? So we have total cost net realizable value for the inventory overall. We have it for each individual item. And the last thing we need to do is compute it by category. And so I believe we have 3 different categories in there that are defined. And so now I want it to calculate the sum of total cost and the sum of total net realizable value by category. And then I'm going to take the lower of the 2. So again, we did this product by product, we did it overall, and now we're doing it by category. So here's the 3 categories. And now for each of them, what I want it to do is one by one calculate the lower of the 2, and then add the lower of the 2, the minimum, together, and we'll define that as the total of total lower of cost or net realizable value, but this time by category. Okay, so it's going to do that computation. And so it has performed that, and it looks like the total is 2283588. So what I'm going to ask it to do, these are the terms that I provided for it earlier. I want these three different ones. And then according to GAAP, I am allowed to choose which one I want to use. They're all fair game. Okay, so this is the display. And not really as much of a visualization here as a table, but here are the three numbers we calculated, and then we get to decide. And finally, I'm just going to say, hey, give me the prompts I gave you. And these prompts are a little bit longer because you want to make sure you're specifying everything exactly. It might be something that's easier to do in Excel, but if you did it here once, next time you download it, the next year's data set or quarter, and you're able to do that. So that completes this lab.